Cowboy fans, Cowboy Nation out there. This is Cowboy Legends for Life. Coming back at you again with another video with my hopes that you like the last one. I'm going to say, I've waited for like a while to make another video. The last two that I've made about the situation with Tank Lawrence. So, but other than that, I wanted to wait a while because I wanted to see the reactions of all the fan bases, such as who are in the Eastern Division in the NFC, and see what they said about the Cowboys win. Because I knew it was going to happen, but I waited and I listened to them and I watched them, and they, of course, they bring me a lot of joy, making me laugh, because I know most of them are freaking silly. So anyway, they came up with all kinds of excuses why the Cowboys won, and the Giants were just this bad team, and of course, they were stuck with this great arsenal of power, such as the Eagles when they played Washington. Now they were down 17-0, okay, in the first half, basically in the first half, and then 20-7 after the half was over, right? Now they stormed back in the second half, of course, but it took several injuries by the Redskins for them to start showing some chinks in their little armor. And I'm gonna tell you something, okay? They're not fooling anybody. Eagle fans know damn well they're not fooling anybody. Your defense is not what you think it is. It's not cracked the door to what you think it is. And your secondary is one of the worst secondaries in football. It's one of the worst secondaries in the NFL. It's actually trash, to say the least. But you see some of the blaming their head coach, or I'm sorry, their defensive coordinator, on the fact that their backfield sucks, when it's actually been going on and on for the last several years or so. Okay? Here, let me tell you. But you also see them tell you that how bad they had it in terms of who they played, in terms of the Washington Redskins. And once the game was over and they came back and won that game, all of a sudden the Redskins were trash again. You know what I'm saying? It was because we had a slow start, and we just trying to brush off the damn, the cobwebs and shit of the season starting. We didn't play in the preseason, all this other junk. Somehow now the Redskins were trash. We knew we were going to come back and win, right? But amazingly, when the first quarter was over, I think that Carson Wentz had something like 13 yards passing. Was it 13, 14 yards passing? I mean, is that Russ, or is that someone just on his ass? Is that just a coincidence? But he did have a good game. He turned out to have a good game, thanks to D-Jax and coming to his little rescue and all that other stuff, and they turned it around. But look, the Redskins are not what you think they are. Regardless of what you try to make them out to be. Now I hear one. The Cowboys are playing them next. Now I'm hearing one telling you. I said we're gonna win, but it's gonna be a 3-point advantage. I said, they're gonna give us a fight. They're gonna give us a fight, but they didn't give the Eagles a fight because the Eagles just handled them like they were nothing. Look, you took over the lead in the third quarter with more than 5 minutes to go. So I think the Redskins at one point started to quit. That's what you saw. And the fact is, they know that because they saw Gruden didn't believe in their offense, and that's a fact. And he didn't go for certain points. He didn't go for certain plays to give them a first down and put them in position. They saw that their own coach started to quit on them, much like what Garrett did the last 2 seasons in several games. He quit on the Cowboys offense. All right? Now, let me tell you something, guys. I want you to listen to me. I'm talking to all the Eastern Division opponents of the Dallas Cowboys, their fan bases and stuff like that. The fan bases. You're full of shit. All of you are full of shit about trying to make excuses why the Cowboys got a higher ranking after the game was over. It's to be expected. Okay? I'm going to say it again to you. I'm going to try to do it as clear as I can to get some of you to understand. And those who do understand, those who do listen and listen well, you'll see what I'm talking about, okay? I say again, Dak Prescott's first 2 seasons, basically, he didn't have any real receivers. And those receivers who were the first starters, and then they were the focal point of the Cowboys offense, they're not even playing for anybody. They're very young still, and they have no jobs. And that's what Dak had to work with. But everybody wants to blame him for not being able to get the ball to them. So they were trashing him, and they're going to continue to trash him, no matter what he does. So I'm done with that. I'm done with that part. However, what I'm basically trying to tell you is that it doesn't matter what you all think. Okay? I told you before, like many others who are Cowboy fans, we see what we saw. I saw what I saw, and we knew this was happening. You just don't just get up and win 32 fucking games in 3 seasons. That just doesn't happen by a goddamn miracle by somebody who thinks he's the worst quarterback you've ever seen. You don't say to some guy who's going to be working in a coffee shop after the second season's over with, you know, because he can't play. You knew that he would get better and better and better and better. But the Cowboys knew what they had to work with when they first got him, because he broke every single quarterback record in his damn college, in his school. So they knew what to work with. And like in the Senior Bowl, all the big names, Goff and Wentz and all of them who played in the Senior Bowl, he outplayed them and got the award for the best player. So it's just a progression of better and better and better. And it's going to continue to be better. Okay? And he played in the SEC, very tough division. You know what I'm saying? Very tough conference. So I don't want to hear that crap about Dak just trash. It's still, like I made videos last season, even before last season started. I said that Dak Prescott's hate of him became a culture in this country. And I proved it, and it was right. It became an ignorant culture. Okay? Dak ain't shit. So, but that's okay. Because now your fuckers are going to learn. Because I knew that the front office, when you got McKay, and others, and Stephen Jones have paid attention to what the needs are for this team. And they went out and they did what they had to do to get it to a certain point. Listen, our defense is elite, no question. Okay? I know they're going to be top 3. They may not be top 1, they're going to be top 3. All right? And I will tell you this also. I knew this point, when the offense would be to that point, because Dak Prescott would be to that point himself. I knew that Kittner was going to become the quarterback coach, I said, that's it. Kittner was a great coach great quarterback for us, backing up Tony Romo. And he came back and stormed us back into winning ways before he retired after the Cowboys. So I know he's a very intelligent and very capable man. All right. Well, the thing is this: is that I knew Dak was going to have a lot to learn, and I knew Dak has a lot to learn, and all quarterbacks do. And all quarterbacks will have their point. Okay, where they will either cross that bridge or they would just be stuck at where they're at. And you see that with a lot of quarterbacks. But you know, Dak Prescott he's been upticking his talents since he came into the league. And what really helped to propel it was that the player personnel that started to turn over and became better at it every year that he had in terms of his weapons, receiving core, okay, running back, of course, you know, all those things. Front line. The front line has not been healthy since 2014 and 15. That's the truth. Has not been healthy since then, but it was pretty damn good in 2016 when he came into the league. All right, he only had 25 sacks then. All right. And I think that what you saw in his rookie year, when he won the Rookie of the Year, the coaching realized that they didn't want to put too much pressure on him because he was third. He came in as a third string. He was forced into the second string because of Moore, and then all of a sudden he was first string because of Romo. And so they didn't want to put too much pressure on him, getting him to do this and stay in the pocket. They wanted him to play his game, get comfortable what he did when he came out of college, play action. Okay, and he did a lot of that in his first year, and they were very successful as a team. Okay, yes, we need Zeke. Zeke is a monster. Zeke is the best running back in the football, bar none. I don't give a damn who you say. Y'all know better. Zeke is the best running back in football. All right, he's a definite weapon. He's probably is the best player on the team. Okay, but he's not the leader. Dak is the leader and the driving force of this Cowboys team. All right. What's important here is that once the personnel turned over to an elite status in terms of receiving core, and that the game plan was ended from an OC that could not catch up to the game. Now it's Linehan. Well, I used to call him shit in hand because that's what he had in his hand, his playbook. His playbook was shit in his hand, and so he had to go. Now Garrett, they kept him. Why? Because he's very, very, he's very. How you say it? He's connected with his players. You understand? He knows how to get to them to do work. He knows how to get them to fight and play well. He does. The only thing I hate about Garrett is that when it comes to crunch time, he's an inability to try to change the narrative in terms of what their position is if they're down. Okay? A lot of coaches know how to do that. Garrett knows how to do it, but he just don't do it because he's too scared. And that's why everybody started calling him the Ginger. Okay? But the last half of the last season, you saw a change after heavy criticism. So he knows what he has. Derek Garrett knows his offensive coordinator, the new one, has a lot of talent. You saw that. Yeah, I had a feeling that everybody's been praising him before he even took the field. We're talking about Kellen Moore, what he had to do. This is a kid. This is a guy who had created his own plays in high school as a quarterback. He had created his own plays. He made his own playbook. Think about that for a second. Given the fact that he wasn't so successful in the NFL, but he was the winningest quarterback in the history of the NCAA. The winningest quarterback in the history of the NCAA. Why? Because he knew how to draw the plays. He knew how to execute well. Okay, he was at that level, but it didn't translate too well. Like many don't when they come out of college and they're drafted into the NFL. Many of them have that talent, but don't know how to translate into the NFL. Kellen Moore was a little bit limited. I think it had something to do with Linehan. I think it had something to do with the Lions' inability to try to build a winning team. That's damn sure because you got Matthew Stafford over there in 10, 11 seasons. Matthew Stafford has a losing record, and yet they paid him big money. He has a losing record. He's been horrible. He's got talent, of course. He knows how to play the game, okay? But his players don't trust him. They don't trust him, okay? The fan base don't no longer trust him. But that's not either here or there. This is not what I'm trying to say here. I'm trying to tell you that I knew what we had in the quarterback as the Dak Prescott. And the last part I'm going to make here is this. Those who make excuses why he always wins, and then always make excuses why he always loses in terms of it's all him, and then when he wins, it's always somebody else. Be prepared. Be prepared. You know why? Because what you saw last Sunday will be the norm. Okay? What you saw last Sunday is the norm. All right? You now see an untied, unleashed Dak Prescott, who's no longer restrained by an OC who could not handle the game. You understand? Who could not listen to anyone else but his own clogged head. He thought he was back in the Y.A. Tittle days. Okay? Linehan was a joke. An absolute joke. I say it again, he primarily got Romo hurt with his plays. He got Romo hurt with his plays. Romo, knowing the play and seeing the defense, knew that when he put him out to play, the play being called in, was not going to work. And he went audible all the time. Not knowing that Romo didn't have all the personnel in front to protect him, he got hurt because of it. You understand? Linehan was trash. And I don't know what in the hell was wrong with Jerry Jones. And of course, Stephen Jones at the end, why they kept this bastard so long for, when we knew that he was nothing but trash. Okay? If you want to prove that Linehan was trash early on, after the 2014 season when the Cowboys did pretty damn good, and they were cheated by the refs and all this other stuff. You know, that's an old story. But in 2015, after the second game, when the Philadelphia Eagles game, the Cowboys won, Romo got hurt. And the rest of the backups could not muster but one win. Okay? With the same team. The same running style. Okay? The same receivers. They could not muster but one win. That's not just due to the talent, of course, or lack of talent. That's due to the Linehan who could not adjust. He could not adjust. You could tell you right then and there how great a quarterback Tony Romo was because of that. Because once he was gone, the talent was gone. And so the winning was gone. But Dak Prescott came in 2016. Romo got hurt again, and we won. Why? Because the talent became eminent. It became prominent. It was there. And so they adjusted. So Dak adjusted to what they gave him. Okay? That's why they didn't give him the whole full playbook. Thank God, because Linehan's playbook sucked anyway. So Dak improvised in his playbook, play action. He did what he had to do. And so once he became better at what he was doing, clear at what he was doing, they gave him more of the playbook. And the more they gave him playbook with the lack of players he had, you saw a little progression. digression. Okay, still on digression, everything regress rather. And so, but that's okay. We knew that he would get better anyway because all quarterbacks go through that. Look, I'm gonna just tell y'all straight, bro. Tell you straight. Be prepared because it's gonna be pick your poison. Because you know Zeke is. This is why I know Zeke is gonna get maybe 1,800 to 2,000 yards because of this offense now. It's not gonna be because of what they have now. It's gonna slow Zeke down. It's gonna make Zeke that much dangerous. That much dangerous. Because now they've been focusing on putting him in the box, keep Zeke from beating them. They're gonna so-called force Dak to become a quarterback. And that's exactly what he is. And that's exactly what they're going to suffer. Okay? He will keep hitting them. Once he keeps hitting out the side and hitting the receivers, they're going to slowly come off the box and unleash Zeke. So be prepared for it. That's all. So don't tell me that the Redskins are going to have a problem for us. We can say it may be a trap game, but that's not the trap game. I know what the trap game is. I'll let you know when the day comes, when the week comes for that trap game. This one isn't. This was not it. So just miss me with that bullshit. The Washington Redskins is not a trap game. Dak Prescott will probably 30 to 21 or 30 to 17. That's what I have for the game this coming weekend. With that, this is Cowboy Legends for Life signing out. See you guys in the next video. Thank you.